Aloha, this is Tom Lesher with the weekly Pele Report, and it is September 7th. This is an astrological forecast for September 7th of 2011. And wow, what a week, what a ride, what a roller coaster. Life is just happening. And there's a lot to talk about today. Let's see. Well, number one, I think I want to talk about the most exciting thing probably is on 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning, right? We have this full moon at 19 degrees of Pisces. Sun going through Virgo is just really going to be fantastic. And I want to talk about that because right now the moon is in Capricorn. It's going to move into Aquarius Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then it moves into Pisces for that full moon very early Monday morning, in Pisces. And then it moves into Aries on Monday. So it's kind of the close. Pisces is the last final sign of the zodiac. And we're coming to a close. And we're coming to a close in many different ways, shapes, and forms. And if we look at the bigger spectrum of things, Saturn, as I have said many times, is in Libra. It's been there since last October. It's going to be there till October of 2012. And, this is a time when people are really going through a time in their relationships, in their partnerships, or I should say in not being in partnership or relationship the way that they used to, or the way that we've been accustomed to thinking a relationship should look like. I like the analogy of, we're coming to a symphony. Each one of us plays a different instrument. And, it's time now, particularly as Mercury's going into Virgo, the Sun is in Virgo, Venus is still in Virgo. It's going to move into Libra next week on Wednesday. But this Virgo is like that prep, and this huge planetary symphony. It's like you are playing the cello, and you have a part. You have a special part. And it's time to go off alone, Uranus and Aries, and discover your own genius and do your own practice. And you get shoved into a soundproof room and say, practice, play. It's time to do your thing. So your partnership and your relationship, don't be looking for it outside yourself and joy and happiness and support and comfort and turning to other people, this, that, and the other thing. No. You're big enough, you're old enough, you're smart enough, you're wise enough. You got to really get good. So it's kind of like this final time until October of 2012. Saturn, leaves Libra, and, the symphony comes out. And we're in this process, so this is what I'm saying. It's this process is a time of this practice is about getting in touch with our core, getting in touch with ourselves, and ourselves are our feelings. I've said this before, we have ideas about who we are, and that's our ego pretending. We think we are this, we think we are that, but we are our feelings, and much more of our feelings, much more than our feelings. But in the present moment, these feelings tie us and link us to the past. And that brings me to Mars. Mars entered the sign of Cancer in August 3rd. It's been there a little more than a month. And it is preparing a week from Sunday to move into Leo. Mars moving through Cancer. This last 5-6 weeks of this Mars in Cancer has been about what? Well, it's been about, I love the story of Iron John. It's a great fairy tale where there's a monster in the bottom of the pool out in the forest, and he's swallowing up all of the people from the town whenever they go out to the pond to get water. And the king is all in a tizzy, and he's calling out for everyone, help, 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 we got to get this monster. And so this adventurer comes along, Mars, the adventurer, right? And he comes to that pond and he goes, the monster's in the bottom of this pond. Everybody get a bucket. And everybody starts emptying the pond, bucketful by bucketful by bucketful, to expose the monster. So this is what the last, 5 weeks have been like with Mars going through Cancer. We've been bucketing our emotions and our feelings, and we've been shoved in the isolation tank, or the relationship's not so fun anymore, or whatever. It's like, look at your own stuff, look at your own feelings, get down inside and feel those feelings, so that what, in the future, your relationships are not all projection. Yep. When we're unconscious of something, when that monster's hidden under the waters, of the past, then we project it onto our partner. So it's time to do lots of emotional clearings. And let's look at that process. How fun. This is a fun day, huh? We're all preparing for this full moon in Pisces because it passes by Neptune and Chiron, in Pisces. And this is a very healing time. So part of this that I'm going into now is about healing. And as we dig down into our feelings and we do our emotional clearings with our partnerships, then it's going to be so much more healing. And when Mars goes into Aries, when the moon goes into Aries next week, it's going to be all good. Yeah. So, here it is. You have an unconscious shadow. And a shadow is a negative belief that I have about myself from the past. Mom, dad, teachers, past lives, wherever you want to say. It's like we've got these negative belief systems, and they're core to our identity. But it's unconscious. So, I project it. Let's take one. I'm not deserving. I'm not enough. You've been told you're not enough. Do more, produce more, work harder, blah, 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 yeah? So you get this feeling of, wow, I am not enough, but you don't really identify that as part of who you are. You go, oh yeah, I'm enough, I'm cool, I'm hip, whatever. So it's unconscious. So then you get this partner comes along. And the partner just like treats you bad. Or it doesn't show up for you. Doesn't support you. Isn't there for you. Like you're invisible. Like you're not enough or you're not worth it. Yeah? And of course that triggers you emotionally. You've got shadow whenever you are triggered with anger or an overreaction to a situation. So then you look at that. Instead of getting angry and pissed off and yelling at your partner, breaking off the relationship, you go, aha, I got angry. This must be shadow. So I'm going to take a bucket and I'm going to scoop it out, scoop out the pond. I'm going to expose this shadow, this monster about myself. Yeah? And it's like I'm getting treated like this because I have a core belief that I don't deserve better. Right? Now, and then it's shadow. And this is the very cool part about processing. Once you shine the light on the shadow, it's not a shadow anymore. Once you're conscious of it, it's not unconscious. It's not shadow. You stop projecting it and it's gone. Healing happens like that. You don't need to go through years of therapy, man. Let it go. Well, there's a good mantra for this week. You don't need years of therapy. I don't need years of therapy. I can just let it go. Yeah, I like that. I don't need years of therapy. I can just let it go. Okay, that's our mantra. Now, to get back to where I was. Where was I anyway? Well, yeah. So, once you have the feeling, once you see the feeling, and once you identify that it's not you, that it's a belief that you took on from somewhere, sometime in the past outside yourself, then every time you start getting treated like that, or you attract that in a future partner or a future business or anything like that, or just on the street, right? And somebody treats you that way, you go, aha, that's not me, that's my shadow, da 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 da. And you move it on, and it's gone, and it lessens, and the past moves into the past. Cancer is the past. And we want to really prepare for this because Mars is coming out of the cellar. Mars is coming out, yeah, of Cancer, and it's going into Leo next Sunday. I'm going to talk about that next week. Super powerful. Fire planet going back into a fire sign. Yeah, that's what we want. So, in the meantime, deal with it. Deal with the feelings. Deal with the fears. Deal with the shadow. Heal it all up. The full moon is illumination. Lighting up. Don't go to the dark side of the moon. Go to the illuminated side of the moon. And you will have a wonderful reawakening next week as Mars goes out, as the moon goes out into Aries, yeah, which is ruled by Mars. And you start a new cycle, a new self, a new time. So this weekend, as that moon moves through Pisces, you may be getting in touch with some, addictions or desire to escape, or, why do I really have to look at this kind of stuff anyway? The thing is, you're just looking at it to let it go. So let it go. Don't let it bring you down. It's only castles burning. That's another mantra. All right, I got to turn this thing off. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Enjoy. Namaste. Aloha. Doggone it.